I wasn't really into the movie at first because I just thought this was like, you know, just not that fun, just fighting and war and aliens, pretty normal stuff, you know. But then when he starts to loop, when he starts to relive the day over and over again, I was like, oh my god, this is so fun. So yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to draw William Cage and Rita Vertasky from The Edge of Tomorrow. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Edge of Tomorrow is the best film I saw this year so far. Little did I know that I was going to watch Titanic a few months later. There might be a better one I see later this year. Yeah, and that's Titanic. I'm just mind blown and I just love this film so much. Definitely the best film I've seen this year so far. The day I'm filming this is February 15th, so see if this opinion changes. So yeah, as you guys probably know at this point, that Edge of Tomorrow is another Tom Cruise film. So yeah, I already drew Ethan Hunt. If you want to check out this video, go check it out.
So yeah, I like Tom Cruise, so I want to watch all the films that I can watch that stars Tom Cruise.
But like, now that I've seen this film, I'm kind of in the Emily Blunt phase. While I'm doing the outline of these characters, let me give y'all a little premise of what this film is about. So, spoilers alert, this part may contain spoilers when I give the premise because it's a huge premise, so if you want to skip this part.
He had been warned.
William Cage, played by Tom Cruise, is to a military base camp thing to kill creatures called mimics. Tom Cruise, this is really interesting, which is like another really fun part of this film, is that Tom Cruise plays a character that is, at the beginning, is totally not like himself. Tom Cruise usually plays like really heroic and like brave characters from the start, but like William Cage is sort of a cowardly person at the beginning. Like, he doesn't want to go to any war, he doesn't want to fight, he is scared to see like blood and stuff. Because they were fighting on a beach, he actually died on the beach. But after dying on the beach, he found out that he relives the day over and over again every time he dies on the beach. So like, it loops every time he dies. So that is already so cool. So one time when he dies, he meets Rita Vertasky, who is Emily Blunt, which I really like again, which is also known as Angel of Verdun, who is the other person who have experienced this loop. Rita explains to Cage that when he died, he actually also killed a mimic called an alpha. So their blood is kind of like, after an alpha is killed, the omega, which is the mastermind, the brain of all the creatures, all the mimics, who controls all the mimics, will reset the day over and over again to gain victory at the end. So now Cage and Rita's job is to train and find the omega to kill it in order to kill all the creatures, since they cannot win at the beach. The beach is a slaughter, basically. So when you repeat the loop over and over again, you'll start having like visions of where the omega is at. So Cage gets visions and they're trying to find and kill the omega. Basically about that. The reason I just love this film so much is partly because of its concept. The idea of like looping a day over and over again, and then you using the time to like train. I think the concept is just so cool, and it's kind of like some other films I've seen, for example like Source Code. The reason that made this film so special for me, like other than like all the other looping films, is that it's just so epic, and the concept is kind of like a game actually. In a lot of video games, you die and then you start the game over and again, right? And it's also like really frustrating because in video games, when you die or get killed or something, you start it over again. You have to do the whole thing over again, which is really annoying. And they're really doing this in real life. Actually, this is really cool because when you know that you're gonna be alive and start over again, when you're close to dying, you just You can do things that you can't normally do. You can like test your limits, you know, because you can try a lot of new things that you wouldn't have tried if you are scared to die, you know. And this is like kind of like me climbing as well, because like a lot of times I'm just scared to fall on a route, so I won't try a lot of moves that can get me to the next point. But if I know I'm not gonna fall, I would have tried a lot of things that I wouldn't have tried before. I'm just always rooting for these characters. Like when they go like further than usual on their mission, I'm just praying that they don't die and have to start over again. I'm currently drawing Cage's suit. I wasn't really into the movie at first because I just thought this was like, you know, just not that fun, just fighting and war and aliens, pretty normal stuff, you know. But then when he starts to loop, when he starts to relive the day over and over again, I was like, oh my god, this is so fun. So yeah, the good thing about drawing this like really complicated suit is that
if you like make a mistake somewhere, you just draw something not as accurate, no one will notice, you know.
And like, although this film, like a lot of times in this film, the stakes are really high and it's like, sometimes it's like, you know, heavy stuff, you know, but a lot of times in this film it's actually really funny. Like I laughed a lot of times when I was watching this film. Because some sequences are just so funny. For example, like the training sequence where like Rita trains Cage like in that training place, like where he kills the moving stuff, and like every time he gets injured, he has to die. When he just wakes up at that same spot over and over again, and that officer is like,
Maggot, 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 I'm trying to be nice to you, maggot. Like that is
one of my favorite scenes ever in all of the films I've seen. The pacing of this film is so genius. It's a long film, but it feels like it went by so fast. I also really like Rita's character because Rita is just so committed, because sometimes Cage gets sidetracked and like wants to make her coffee and stuff and wants to have like little cute moments, but like Rita is just so committed to what she's doing and trying to save the world. Just such a cool character and one of the strongest characters.
She is so pretty and I really like her.
And yeah, basically I just browsed through YouTube and like watched like a lot of videos talking about this film. Like Cinema Wins, you know. I just love Cinema Wins so much. I love that channel so much. But like for example, like in the end, a lot of people had questions in the end, like what really happened in the end, like how is Cage alive, how did the Omega die. A website I think said that the Omega can't reset itself, and that like in the end Cage infected the Omega and the Alpha's blood at the same time, so before he like triggered the bomb, so he himself was reset, but like all the creatures weren't, so that's how he saved the world. I don't know, like but like despite this being like really genius, I also have like some questions. I feel like I just have this question every time I see a film about time travel, because the only people who experience the time travel, the resetting of the day, is Cage. So when Cage dies, immediately the click and then like wakes up.
But what about the others?
What happens to all the other people in the world when Cage experiences the resetting of the day? And this applies to like every single time travel film. Like when the main character time travels or like loops or like start day over again, what does all the other characters feel? Do they just reset with him? Oh, maybe they experience the same thing. Like when Cage resets today, they reset as well and goes back to what they're doing at the beginning of the day, but they just don't remember. What makes Cage special is that he can actually remember that he reset the day, that what happened in the past, but all the others can't.
Oh. Anyways, this is confusing. This is so confusing.
Okay, this is the final drawing. I think it went pretty well. I like how I did the black outline. If y'all haven't seen The Edge of Tomorrow yet, go see it. It's totally worth it. It's so good. Seriously, so yeah.
Thanks for watching. Bye.